Okay, hello everyone. How are y'all doing today? Today we're going to look at our good old Wuthering Waves 2.3 Player Satisfaction Survey. Why? Pachi. As you know, this was an interesting patch to say the least. We're here to give our feedback and, yeah, let's get started then. And see what Kuro has to, what is in Kuro's mind, when it comes to, like, what's going on with the recent patch. And what they are looking for. So, let's see. We do agree to participate. Next page. In current overall experience with Fire Arpeggio of Summer Reunion. New content in version 2.3, special event Cube, QB Companion Story, Blaze in the Dark, Event Quest, Your Summer Will Another Wither, and the Resonators. Overall, I'd say pretty satisfied for the most part. I thought the cube events were fairly nice for the most part, but I hear that it was like limited, like not I don't know so much about the I don't know so much about the cube events, like the Bowser Castle events, like as it started, but I've been hearing tell that a lot of people like didn't like that it was time gated day by day. But overall, I think the event itself was relatively fun, pretty cute for the most part. But like nothing too special, I want to say. It was just an enjoyable event, except for the CG at the end. That CG, very nice, very happy, very comfy. The cutscene, rather, the animated cutscene with like Cartethia dancing and all the cubes and stuff, all having fun. That was nice, and the song as well. Overall, like the actual event itself and the content surrounding the event, I think it was kind of like, it wasn't anything special or anything to write home about, basically, in my opinion. As for the companion story, A Blaze in the Dark for Zanni, Resonator Zanni, I still haven't done that, so I have yet to really come to a conclusion with that. But the event quest, Your Summer Will Never Wither, which is the like little story quest thingy for Chacona, that was amazing. That was like really nice, really good. Even if it's like a very straightforward event, it was very nice in that how it added more to like everything going on with the current story in Nasita, and just tying things together, and then basically allowing us to like sort of lead into like whatever the next arc might be with like Septimont or Cartethia's a little story going on. So it's a good way to do that, especially like with adding like Resonator story quests. Like, I'd say this is a bit more preferable than to just have something random that's not really tied to like anything, unless like say it's a more like fun joke relief character, for example. Like Brant's not being tied to like the main story or anything, for example, is like one that I think it's perfectly fine. But for like other characters, especially with like a more serious focus, maybe like having a bit more things to like tie into the main story and just bring things up together, especially, it's usually always very nice. And then of course the Resonators themselves, Zanni and Chacona. I like playing both. Both are very fun, but I still haven't gotten my Chacona yet. Based on your experience, how satisfied are you with the following? Story. Overall, very satisfied. World exploration, pretty satisfied for the most part. Environmental visuals, music, of course. Yep, that's perfect there. Combat, let's say overall satisfied. Resonator visuals, very satisfied. Resonator building. If this means like the farming and stuff, I'd say still somewhat dissatisfied. Performance optimizations, probably neutral. Some people I hear still have issues and stuff. I don't know anything specific off the top of my head, but I personally don't really experience too much problems. I just have a not so great PC that isn't as up to snuff. A little bit older, so and that's why like my issues, especially like now that I'm running on like much more better equipment, that's why I'm having more issues nowadays than I was like at the start of launch, like last year and stuff. Just because I'm running on a bigger monitor now, I'm still running 2 other monitors, got a lot of stuff going on in the background, and I'm still only on a 3060 Ti with 32 gigabytes of RAM. So I need to basically upgrade to like a 5090 or something like that in order to really get something better there, as well as possibly upgrading to like 64 gigabytes of RAM as well. That way I have more overhead. But that's again a personal issue with my own device, not necessarily like an actual issue with the game itself. UI design, I'd say overall satisfied. Events and challenges, I'd say neutral. I don't really have any heavy opinions on the Solaris Film Festival Dreaming Deep. I think it's okay and stuff for like a little mode and stuff, but like other people have mentioned, it is a bit slow to get through, specifically in regards to like the movement on the actual board with like rover and stuff. That should again instantly get you to like where your location is, or at least have the speed go a little bit faster. Also, one criticism I have in regards to it is I'm a lore player and stuff. I do like a lot of lore stuff. But I dislike how it wasn't really apparent that the films themselves had like potential new interpretations of things already established in the lore. Specifically, what I dislike about it is not that that's present, but rather that it wasn't apparent, especially like in the early films, that these film event series like scenarios were going to have like potential information drops, like the ability for like a resonator or something to take the place of a sentinel. Is at least that's what I'm hearing from like one of the endings with like the Mount Firmament film, and that it could have potential to be like relative to what's going on in the main story, at least like a potential that could lead to like future story developments in like say maybe not Saint-Amand, but like the New Federation or some other location. So like having details like that be dropped in event series that sounds like it's just going to be like what if scenarios, like oh this is just gonna be something that might not have anything related to like the overall plot at all, like just some random story event, for example. Sort of like how the anniversary cube event was like. That's sort of like where I went into it, Dreaming Deep, logically. And that's what I was thinking, like, okay, this doesn't seem like it's gonna be super important. I'll probably just ignore like all the film related stuff and just look at like all the new scenes, like with the new character that they showed that kind of looks a little bit like Nanami, which you'll see or pop up real quick. But like that character that looks kind of like the B rank Nanami from PGR. Those were the only scenes I really paid attention to, where like they're actually in the theater and there's actually something new and interesting going on. Whereas for like all the films and stuff, like I didn't really pay too much attention to it because it didn't look like there was gonna be anything super important with them. Especially like with the first film, which is more like a tokusatsu story, rather than anything of concrete and tangible lore stuff. Co-op experience. It would be cool if there's more things to do with co-op. I know the Cube event did have some co-op stuff, and that was like a little bit neat when I did it, but again, it's fairly simple, straightforward, just your flavor of the week, rather than any actual like tangible co-op related content. And overall, like, the co-op in this game is very, very solid overall, in my opinion. I just think that there's a lot more that Kuro could be doing things with this. So that's why I say it's more, like, neutral at this moment. So let's see, the amount of content. Actual playtime is moderate. I'd say about that. Yeah, I wouldn't call it too short, and I wouldn't say anything was like too long. So yeah. Have you completed Cubey? Yep. Second, your turn in Cube by Encore. Yeah, Bowser. Yep, I completed all of that, including all the components. Okay, you turn in. As a brave cube, you fight it, so the preparations can be resumed. How satisfied are you with it? Relatively neutral, neutrally speaking. As I said, like, as an event itself, it was pretty enjoyable for the most part, but then again, I waited to binge it all in one go. Rather than just doing it day by day when things unlock. But like everything else that was like tied to it, it was kind of okay. Like it's cute and all and stuff. The story is very nice and comfy. But of course there wasn't really like anything super of value to it, except for the music and the cutscene at the end, which again I do very like. I definitely like to see those kinds of things, especially to celebrate an anniversary. But like the actual anniversary related stuff that we could talk about, definitely there could be more done on that end with trying to make anniversary feel more like an anniversary, and that we'll get into soon or later down this 2.3 survey. Now, while performing testing for second return, how would you rate the following in QB? Story, content, plot, and world building. I'd say overall satisfied. Readability, yep, satisfied. Characterization, I'd say very satisfied for that. Visual presentation, very satisfied. Quest experience, quest flow guide, I'd say neutral, neutrally speaking. But neutrally speaking for the quest experience. 6, the audio design, very satisfied, and the gameplay, I'd say pretty satisfied. Okay. Yep, definitely that right there. Certain levels was unreasonable. I'd say that as well, specifically, removing the requirements multiple cubes leveled to specific levels event. So that is my thoughts specifically in refers to like the unlock requirements. Controlling cubes, was that satisfactory? I think I enjoyed it for the most part. Some were obviously better than others, like Carlotta, Phoebe cubes and stuff, comparatively to like the Jinshi cube. But overall, I think it was all pretty cool, nice and fine. Quest guide was very straightforward for the most part. Maneuvering the cubes did not feel satisfactory. I think that was fine. Okay, yeah, that's all I had to say on QB. Page. Content. Let's say... I would say it's a little bit relatively long. Because it did take me like 6 hours, I think, to go through it, binging it. So yeah, I would say it was relatively long. Could be a bit more shorter and faster to do. More cubes in the future versions. I mean, I would love to see more cubes. Like, the cubes themselves are very cute, but like the event itself, again, what did have like some gripes here and there. Okay. Bottle lid fell. Bottle cap. Anyways, what are my expectations of cubes if they are to appear in future versions? So I expect the cubes and their support gameplay to come back. And have more cute interactions with new character cubes, old ones, but I would like to see the leveling aspect removed from the mechanics, but still keep various customization modifiers that get your cubes. There we go. Plot stories. There we go. Okay, I think that sounds good. Now, how satisfied am I with the anniversary resonator convene? I am somewhat dissatisfied. Yes, I did. Did I actually get a character? I didn't get a character. Yeah, I actually didn't get any characters. I did get a weapon though. And yep, I definitely was more inclined to convene for Zani and Chikona. And that too. And I would say that as well, because not a lot of money. We lost all our things. Neutral. Satisfied. Ability, also very satisfied with that. So apparently, all the other questions disappeared, but, weather, characterization, definitely very satisfied. I also like the visual presentation, quest experience, quest flow was also really good, and audio design was amazing. Gameplay featured allows you, I would say somewhat dissatisfied. Just to say that I don't like how the thing was limited by days. Yeah, right there. Don't mess with the story. Event quests. Yeah, I'd say that much. Don't really like the mechanics outside of points. Satisfied. Okay, back. Wait, the fact pity on the banner wasn't there. Least for the first uh, 5-star straight up. And that shared with not at 40 pools. The pity on the banner wasn't guaranteed, preferably for every time a 5-star resonator is obtained, or at the very least for the very first 5-star resonator on each trade up, and that the pity was shared with the regular banner, well, regular limited banner. And not at a cap of 40 pools to get a 5-star resonator. Also added to my inability. Also added to my dissatisfaction, rather. Dissatisfaction with the banner. There we go. That sounds good. Next. Again, same, similar deal. Neutral. I'd say neutral on this, just because weapons are already at a guaranteed. Though I'd still say it should be like 40 for like this sort of anniversary banner. Okay, now additional feedback and suggestions. So here, let's go over all the things that I think should be done. So personally, I believe all banners, all resonator convene banners should be guaranteed, and to remove standard banner characters from the pool. But I understand that is not just like Kuro's other game, Raven as well as competitors. What other, as well as competitors like no break, payment zone, as well as competitors like Snowbreak Containment Zone. But I understand that may be a difficult decision. For those competitors. Oh, and also upcoming, because actually I do hear upcoming titles like Do It Night Abyss, because I do hear Do It Night Abyss does not have a 50-50 for the first time you roll. And so that is so basically that's something. Night Abyss, which will almost certainly compete with Wuthering Waves for player attention. But I understand that may be a difficult decision for the company to make. So at the very least, keeping the anniversary banner, having all anniversary convene banner rather. Let me write this. Anniversary convene banner, having all previously all limited characters just released is a nice middle ground without getting in the way of the schedule. Limited on the reruns. Only as long as my earlier recommendations are considered, where the banner requirement is limited, shortened down to 40 pools with a 100% guarantee for the limited resonator. 100% guarantee for the limited resonator. At least for the first time, but preferably all the time. The same should be said for the anniversary weapon convene, though since weapons are already 100%, just lower the requirement down to 40 pulls to get the weapon. Okay. Now, outside of that, go enter sides. This, I have been very critical of the anniversary boards. Very critical of the anniversary. While the extra rules for Resonator convene, weapon convene standard was appreciated, it is not enough, and not enough, and raw rewards for the anniversary should have been at least the equivalent of 80 rolls which roughly at, let me see, what is it, 160, 80 times 160, 80 times 80, yeah, so for 12,800 asterite, and at least the equivalent of 80 rolls or 12,800 asterite before taking into consideration events such as Cube, QB Derby, Summer will never wither. Ow. Well, here. Areas. A perfect example would be similar to have Blue Fantasy runs their anniversaries with either those hard rolls or stuff like daily roll convenes for free for around 5 to 13, 5 to 12 days. For more detail, refer to my video. Video on this at let me pull up my actual YouTube and link that. Okay. Copy. And boop, 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 boop. Post that there. Oh yeah, and let me go back here. Also, as part of the anniversary celebration, there should either be a paid Blue Knight only gacha for 1 10 roll bean to get a guaranteed limited resonator on this, or a paid selector pack for it that's able to choose a they would wish to obtain. There we go. And then I basically mentioned the main thing I wanted to talk about, and then the rest I do also mention on the video that I've linked as well. And if anyone's actually interested in my personal full takes on everything, well, I already have that previous video that you could watch. So with that, I think I will end off this survey. Submitted successfully. And thanks for everyone that came by, and tell me what you guys think down in the comment section. What you believe should have been done with this patch and everything, and what they could have done to like improve upon it. I would greatly appreciate feedback, and if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out. Thanks, and bye-bye.